Hey, recently I was working with a client who was super smart, and we were going through some problem solving methodologies. The client brought up the five whys. Five whys work pretty well. As we began to go through the five whys, and we were able to better identify and understand what the challenge was, why it was happening, and use the five why format to better drill into and understand the root cause, we then turned to the team. And the team seemed a little broken or frozen or stuck into what to do next. At that point, my solution focused thinking and framework snuck in there. I'm going to share with you a brief walkthrough into how we went from the five whys to then create five whats and a how. To begin with, this here behind me is a frame that actually originated from a book called Kata, and it begins with the following process. When you're thinking about improvements or a process of things you want to enhance or innovate, generally you start with defining what are some of the best hopes you want to achieve. And normally, once you go through the five whys, or even prior to the five whys, you would define what your best hopes are, how the individual situation, process, structure ought to be operating, and what those aspirations look like. These are your aspirational best hopes. What do we want to have happen statements? Once that's put into place, instead of going aggressively forward and creating future-focused goal statements, you look at the current conditions. And you'll see inside current conditions, I have my noise analysis, which is a useful alternative to SWOT to say, what are the current strengths of the project? What are the needs of the project or team? What are the opportunities? What areas for improvement exist? And how can we identify exceptions that'll be useful to help the client and the individual, or you when you're stuck, move forward? From there, we pause and we create a series of indicators of progress clues. Now, it's within these indicators of progress clues where you would go from your five whys into using the five whats and a how. Here's the example we're going to come up with. We're going to walk through these together. Again, client brought up the challenge. We walked through the five whys, which made them feel better because they wanted to root cause the issue. All right. Once you get the root cause identified, whatever it may or may be, you then have to build solution statements or a solution bank, or even what do we do next? What would be small indicators of success? What does better look like? So I recommend you five why to drill down. Then you use the what's and the how to build up. First question, what do you want or should be happening? Next part, what's better or improved since you investigated or ran an experiment on this challenge? What will be better when this better is happening? I'm sorry, what will be different when this better is happening or happening more frequently? What are you doing differently? What do you notice when the improvement or the improvements are actually happening inside the system or with the individual? And at the end, how did you make that happen? You can even, if you want to, skip the five whys. Somebody comes to you with a problem, or you have a challenge you want to work on with your team, or the team says we have a larger challenge we want to work on. You can more than likely just skip the five whys altogether and avoid the root cause. Now, some folks may think they have to know the root cause before they can move forward. I would argue and say that you may not fully need to know the root cause, or the root cause may not be that helpful. If you go to these questions first, it may be able to identify what's better. So again, you would say, what do you want to have happen from this? And once they say what they want to have happen, you create an experiment or multiple experiments. You try something. The whole idea behind this is to work with you and your team to be able to move from an area of root cause problem solving to a section on solution focused solution building. Thank you for listening. I am Mike Cardis from Organization Development by Mike Cardis. If you want help or support with your team or your organization to be more innovative, to utilize their talents, and to keep the talent and folks you have within your organization, contact me. Let's make progress together.